little different, a little bit different setup. Oh no, a little bit different setup from when I'm home, but same, same fun. So hey everybody, I know I'm live really late, especially if you're not here in the West Coast like I am normally not. But uh, VidCon's a very busy time for me, just like it used to be for when I used to visit Orlando and go to Halloween Horror Nights. So left, I got up yesterday at 4:30 a.m. Eastern to fly out here. Got into my hotel room. They luckily had a one of these nice rooms for me that has a bed off to the side, and all this space over here, and a nice couch to set up this shot for my was supposed to be nightly updates, but by the time I checked into the room, basically put my stuff down, grabbed my camera, and went into Disneyland. Speaking of which, you can almost hear the fireworks. I can hear them. They're not going to be picked up on my microphone, which is over there. Really smart. So you're not going to be able to hear them on the microphone, but I'm about 1 mile away from Disneyland right now, and about a half mile from the convention center. And speaking of the microphone, this is the Rode Wireless Go, not a sponsor, but they had a few at the show, so I've been wanting to try it. So that's what you're listening to right now, is this brand new microphone, first time using it. Just took it out of the box today. So as soon as I got my stuff ready to go, I went over to Disneyland and just kind of bounced back and forth between Disneyland and California Adventure. Yeah, the fireworks are still going off. California Adventure. That was pretty much my whole day because I was up for about 22 hours. I'm going to be posting that video separately from on the OrlanDave channel as soon as I get a chance. It might be 2 parts, not sure yet. I don't really expect anybody in the chat room because it's 9:44 p.m. here, and so it's tomorrow in the East Coast, and of course, other parts of the world, other times. So today was the first day of the show floor for VidCon and the sessions, and I got up, grabbed some quick breakfast, went to 10 a.m. session, and I looked at my watch. It's like, whoa, it's the afternoon already. Wow, it went very fast. So, looking at my phone, this pillow is not so great. I went to a bunch of different sessions today. I got to see all 3 of the main people from Vsauce. I was like the second row, so that was pretty cool. And went to another session which actually was sponsored by Patreon. So I got to talk to some people from Patreon, and it was like, hey, why can I not? One of the things I'd like to offer for my patrons is when I go out and shoot video, I also would like to use this camera to take stills, and I would like to put those stills on Patreon for the people who support me, because I really don't have anywhere else to put them. Right now they just kind of sit there, they don't do anything. So what I was told today is that that's finally coming, a gallery. What you could do is you could post one photo to Patreon, and then you can have a few ones in the same post, but they're kind of small. I don't understand why this isn't a thing yet, because pretty much every single website that you can post photos to, it'll pop up, like Facebook or Flickr or anything else has that full screen browsing. But so that is coming by the end of the year, so that'll be pretty cool. It was really cool to see Vsauce up on the stage, just live. You know, we're used to seeing them in a pre-recorded, edited video, so that was nice. And just pick up some pointers about how to do a live show myself. And there's a few Q&As. They kind of suggested they're going to be back tomorrow. I don't see it on the schedule. I also saw the special effects with Zach King and Aaron's Animals. I guess that they're famous. I've never heard of them, but that was kind of interesting. But it was a little bit more about showing us their videos, and it seems that Freeman is the AV company here who set up all the projectors and screens and stuff. And pretty much every, well, except for the last one, every thing I went to had some major issues. Feedback on the microphones, the screens were flickering, pipe and drape wasn't set up right, but that was kind of neat. Now, they also have networking sessions. One of the ones I went to first was the creator networking for travel vloggers. And you might know, unless you found this and you aren't subscribed to my channel, so please do that. I don't really know if, I kind of consider it a travel vlog, even though I don't go outside of my immediate area where I live. I still travel around, and it is a tourist destination, Orlando and the immediate area. So I thought, well, that would be cool. The problem was that there was a woman on the microphone talking the whole time. Well, what the networking session is, there are round tables and then some stand-up tables, and whoever is interested in this session will just come in and just talk. That must be the finale. I guess it's kind of like group speed dating for networking. And she just kept talking, and we're like, how are we supposed to network when she doesn't stop? So that wasn't all that great. And I went from there to another network session, same idea, except there wasn't someone talking at me, about knowing your worth as far as brand deals. Spoke to a few people. Apparently I didn't speak to the right people, because by the time I got to speak to one of the people about how I don't know how to start and approach brands. I'd like to do more reviews on oh, you're kidding. Oh, okay. I'd like to do more reviews on this channel and my Roddy Paws channel, and well, actually all three of my channels. But I don't know how to approach brands, and I don't know how to get brands to approach me. So that was all right. I guess the networking sessions are only as good as the people you talk to. Then curating your personal brand, which felt kind of like a sponsored session by Flipboard, even though it wasn't labeled that. That wasn't so great. And there was another one, creating another creator networking, something about BookTube, which I'm not sure what that is. I ended up not going to that anyway, because at that point I was thinking, well, I need to set up the rest of the equipment and get ready for live streaming and recording. And is it my imagination, or is this locked up again? Oh my God. If you're new to the stream, this is something that's new to me. This used to not happen, and it's and it's a problem. I don't know why I keep having this issue. I don't know. Other than that, I walked around the show floor, which is kind of lame. I was looking for the Rode microphone booth. They actually don't have one this year. They have a rep in the B&H Photo booth and another rep in the Loom Cube booth. And that booth actually has actual microphones for sale, which is where I picked this one up. And they have a 10% discount. Oh, excuse me. Which is like, okay, cool. That's the cheapest I'm probably gonna get it for. Apparently, California has a state tax on top of the county tax, which is kind of crazy. And it's the price for the state tax actually came out to be quite a bit. So I didn't end up saving a whole lot. I don't know. I've lived in Florida for so long. There's no state tax in Florida on purchases. It's just county tax. But that cut into my savings a lot. And tomorrow, I'll just go through the list quickly. And then I'll hopefully you'll have time to. I might not get the stream tomorrow because as soon as the conference is over, I'm running back over to the hotel room, changing because there's an after party at a water park, and I don't know when I'm going to be getting back to the room at that point. I'll try, but I might be just wiped out again. So in case I don't get to do that, first thing I'm going to do tomorrow is 10 o'clock. Is up your graphics game with Premiere Pro. So that looks pretty interesting. I still use Premiere Pro, although one other booth in the show floor I'll talk about for a moment is Blackmagic Design is here, just like they were for Infocom, but it's a much smaller booth. But they're doing 1-hour training sessions for DaVinci Resolve, which is pretty cool because I want to move away from Premiere to DaVinci Resolve, but I kind of figure that whatever they're showing, whatever they're teaching in the Up Your Graphics game with Premiere Pro, those concepts can be applied to any program, including DaVinci Resolve. Obviously, it's a different workflow, but another one I might go to instead is growth hacking with the YouTube Studio. That looks pretty cool. I think, no, not tomorrow. There's a YouTuber that I recently found, Jarvis. He's actually here as well. I don't think I'm going to be able to see him, or he's not in the session I'm interested in until Saturday. But speaking of Blackmagic, at 11 o'clock there's a sponsored session. Blackmagic Design presents No Crew, No Money, No Problem. How to shoot cinematic content for yourself and by yourself. That might end up being an ad for their gear, but if it is, I could just leave. And then nothing till 1 o'clock for me that I was interested in. Another networking session, which is small creators growing one step at a time. And that's me, a small creator. Still, I'm very slowly moving towards 2,000 subscribers. And another sponsored session, which I thought they would have a booth, but it's Teespring, the secrets of selling merch without selling out. And maybe I should have kept my shirt I have. There's some merchandise I have on, actually, I think it is on Teespring. I forget. Yeah, I know I should know that, but the next one is another creator networking, which is ParkTube. I forget what that is. And then another option is advanced lighting techniques, which I still need to work on. This is kind of a bad example because I'm working with whatever is in the room and whatever fit in my suitcase. I do have my nice GVM light here, which is providing a lot of light. Tried to decorate the background a little bit so it's not just a plain wall. Actually, I do have an RGB light over there, which I was experimenting with turning it on green and shining on in the background, and it kind of worked as to key out the background as a green screen effect, but I would need two of them, and I only have one. So, but as you can see, the lighting's not too bad, but it still has some improvements to do. Other than that, there's not a whole lot on the show floor, to be honest. And for some reason, they didn't even announce what was there ahead of time. There are a bunch of different booths that are set up. There's the Try Guys, which I think I've heard of. I've never really watched their channel. Like I said, Black Magic Design. Sennheiser is on a third floor with a display for some reason, not the show floor. Shure Microphones, I just saw them in. This looks like the level is really low. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing this now. Watch your ears. I'm going to turn up the volume. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. 1 2. Sorry. I know I'm streaming late, but I threw this kind of together as soon as I could. One of these days, everything's going to go right. So it's all right. I was hoping there'd be more of a show floor, but there's Nickelodeon has a big setup. I missed last year's Nickelodeon because I had Double Dare. It's something that I loved watching when I was growing up, when I could, because I didn't have cable. But like I said, Shure Microphones. There's a few booths that have a bunch of different merchandise from creators I've never heard of. Some meet and greet opportunities as well. And really, not a whole lot stood out for me in the show floor. I guess I really need to go to NAB for that, because the few booths where I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It was just some lighting or something that they hadn't set up in the booth for another product. There was a large setup for, I think, a company that sells microphones for gaming, streaming computer games. But yeah, that was pretty much my day. It went by pretty quickly. And tomorrow again, I have all these sessions, and I'm going to the after party at the water park. And then I've got a bunch of sessions on Saturday, which look pretty cool. There's also an outdoor area which has food trucks and another stage outside and a giant slide and giant containers of free candy. Just come up and fill up like a paper cup, like a cone-shaped paper cup, like they have sometimes for water coolers, which is an interesting way of distributing candy. But it's free, so And I did try the burgers. The burger was actually really good. The fries were really good too, and other than that, it's just the other food trucks out there. They believe the first floor is for everybody. Believe the second floor is also for everybody, but the third floor is reserved for creator and industry tracks. Now, what really annoys me, and I hope a lot of other people are also annoyed by this, is there's a new bag policy. I've never been to Vidcon before, so I can't really verify firsthand that I had to go out and buy this little child's backpack, even though I have this nice low pro bag over there that has everything I need. I had to buy that and try to remember to bring the right stuff with me, because as I was walking over the convention center, I was thinking, I didn't bring any extra batteries. That's just something I don't think about anymore because I always put them in my bag. Have always had my audio recorder with me, my lights and GoPro accessories and stuff. So they say it's for security reasons, and yeah, it's good to be safe, but it's I brought that bag with me into Disneyland, and there was no problem. So it's silly. Maybe restrict bags for the general, just the fans who are just there to go, oh my God, it's whoever. But people who are creators, I mean, we're there creating content, and we need our stuff. So, again, sorry, it's, let's see, 1 a.m. Eastern. I'm sure that some of you will be watching this tomorrow and wishing you could have been in the chat room. I wish you could be too. But, yeah, I said I would try to stream, and I'm having problems as usual. But it seems to be that the hotel internet is working pretty fine. I was worried because I didn't pay for the premium streaming. So I guess what I'm going to ask of you, first, thank you for watching the stream or the replay later. What are you guys interested in me talking about for my next stream, if it's tomorrow or Saturday? If you're not able to make it, I see that there have been some people watching, so thank you again. And this is going to be kind of short tonight because I kind of ran through everything I needed to say. And so it's, I guess, more of an experiment to see if I'm ready. And I seem to be. So without, anymore, thanks for watching. Post some comments below what you want me to talk about specifically, and if you want me to answer some questions about the event. It's my first time, so I will have limited experience, but I'll try my best. And excuse me as I get up and walk over to my computer over there to end the stream, but thanks for watching.